Viewers, just about a week to the first phase, and Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, the Chanakya as he is called of the NDA, has given his first political interview on the elections to News 18 network. Now viewers, over the last few days, you might have noticed that the MGB has not only announced its manifesto promises, it's declared its chief ministerial face, and it has been posing a series of counter questions, asking the NDA who its chief ministerial face is, how does it expect to deliver on its promises, does it in any way over-promise, repeatedly asked, is whether the NDA will continue with Nitish even after the elections. These are the three specific questions that have been posed by Rahul Gandhi, Tejaswi Yadav, Prashant Kishore, other elements of the opposition, not just confined, by the way, to Bihar, but across the country, in order to, at some level or the other, create a wedge within the NDA. And for a while it appeared that the NDA had been caught out, at least on the chief ministerial face question. But today, for the very first time in this interview, Amit Shah has come out and taken just about every conceivable question that could have been asked of him, including the one on whether the BJP is steadfast in continuing with Nitish even after the election results and in case they make it back to power. And he says, yes, of course, there is just no doubt about that. So he has very clearly enunciated that Nitish Kumar will be the next chief minister of Bihar if the NDA wins. He's also come out and said that in his mind there is no doubt that the NDA is going to not win Bihar. In fact, he said that they're going to get more than a two-third majority, wiping out the other side, the MGB. He says he doesn't fear the Prashant Kishore factor because he believes that while Prashant Kishore might get a vote share, he will not be able to puncture what Amit Shah believes is the resolute pro-incumbency mood amongst voters in Bihar. Most importantly, viewers, he has come out and like an onion peeled off the layers, as he calls it, of subterfuge which the MGB is using to mislead voters on the promises that they are making to them. And he says that these promises they are making with great confidence because they know that they're not coming to power, so they don't have to implement. But he went into the math and he exposed the MGB's math and said that they are making a big mistake because in Bihar, there are around 30% youth who are going to be voting this election and they cannot be taken for a ride. Amit Shah also made it very clear that Rahul Gandhi's reductionist, personalized attacks on Prime Minister Modi will backfire, and the reason he believes so is because he has jogged our memory back to the other campaigns, whether they were in Maharashtra or Haryana, even in Delhi or Gujarat or what have you, viewers, where Rahul Gandhi has been personal in his critique of Narendra Modi, where he has made offhand remarks, off-color remarks, and they have backfired. And he says that the people of Bihar do not tolerate what they believe is invective and hate. Listen to some of these excerpts, and we're going to open this up because there are major questions that I'm going to pose, viewers, to our panel.
दो तिहाई बहुमत 160 सीटों से ज्यादा, ये बहुत बड़ा नंबर है, बहुत बड़ा आंकड़ा है। अगर आप सरकार वापस बनाते हैं तो मुख्यमंत्री कौन बनेगा?
देखिए, आप कंफ्यूजन फैलाने का प्रयास न करो। ये पूरा मामला कहां से शुरू होता है, मैं कहता हूं लालू जी की बहुत मन की इच्छा है कि इनके बेटे एक बार मुख्यमंत्री बन जाएं। और सोनिया जी की भी मन की इच्छा है कि उनका बेटा पीएम बन जाए। मैं आज दोनों को कहना चाहता हूं, बिहार में और दिल्ली में कहीं जगह खाली नहीं है। यहां नीतीश बाबू बैठे हैं, वहां मोदी जी बैठे हैं। आपके बेटों के लिए कहीं जगह खाली नहीं है और हम नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में ही चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। कोई कंफ्यूजन एनडीए गठबंधन में नहीं।
तो इसका मतलब वही चुनाव के बाद वही मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे?
मैंने बहुत स्पष्टता से कहा है कि हम उनके नेतृत्व में चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं।
डिप्टी सीएम कौन बनेंगे?
डिप्टी सीएम का जब चर्चा आएगा तब सबके साथ बैठकर नाम तय करेंगे। परिणाम एक बार आ जाए बैठेंगे। हमारे यहाँ इस तरह की झगड़े नहीं होते कि अंतिम दिन किसी को मनाने के लिए डिप्टी सीएम घोषणा करना पड़े और जिस दिन घोषणा करे इस दिन बहुत बड़ा वोट बैंक नाराज हो जाए। और बहुत कहावतें भी इसके लिए चलने लगी है। परंतु भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो टीम एनडीए जो टीम तय करेगी वो टीम बिहार के विकास को समर्पित होगी, मजबूरी से नहीं तय करेगी।
तेजस्वी जी कह रहे हैं कि अगर उनकी सरकार बनी तो हर बिहार के घर में एक सरकारी नौकरी देंगे। क्या ये संभव है? क्या ये हो सकता है?
आप मानते हो क्या?
नहीं, मैं तो आंकड़ों पर जाना चाह रहा था कि अभी सिर्फ 25-26 लाख नौकरियां हैं और करीब कम से कम 3 करोड़ परिवारों को नौकरी।
इतने सारे व्हाट्सएप घूम गए
जी
कि 2 करोड़ 80 लाख परिवार 20 लाख नौकरी दे चुके हैं। 2 करोड़ 60 लाख नौकरी गुना 40,000, 12 लाख करोड़ रुपया चाहिए। बिहार के बजट से 3 गुना पैसा चाहिए
जी।
अब वो तो मानते हैं कि वो जो बोलते हैं सब लोग मान लेते हैं, मगर बिहार के युवा को वो अंडर एस्टिमेट कर रहे हैं। मेरे पास तो बिहार से ही व्हाट्सएप आए कि कहां से दोगे इतना पैसा। मगर एक सूत्र है, वचन से क्यों, वचन देने में क्यों दारिद्र्य रखना चाहिए? देना चाहिए। ये लोग दे रहे हैं। इनको मालूम है कि उनको सत्ता में नहीं आना है, वचन पूरा करने की उनकी नौबत ही नहीं आनी है, इसलिए अनाप शनाप घोषणा पत्र बना दी।
Viewers, let's open this up. The debate has been set up by Amit Shah, and his words are going to set the tone now the next few days, till, of course, the NDA announces its own manifesto. And I want to first begin with the Congress representative, Nikhil Jain, on the show. Nikhil, the fundamental unstated question, according to the MGB, was that Nitish is being used, that the BJP is not committed, that he's going to be jettisoned. Now, whether it is Amit Shah who has spoken on this on our channel exclusively for the first time, no other channel has got his interview, he's made it absolutely clear. He's made it absolutely clear that Nitish is their man as Chief Minister, come what may. In fact, he says that Lalu and Sonia want their sons to be CM and PM respectively. All those positions are occupied. He has responded on that. And number two, most importantly, he's exposed your math. He's exposed the MGB's math totally. And I have to ask you, just look at the math. Look at this, viewers. The cost of promises is going to be 58,000 crores. And what is Bihar's total capital outlay? 40,000 crores. The projected fiscal deficit will be 32,000 crores. The GST collection is only 34,000 crores. Who are you kidding? And I can take these numbers forward. I can take these numbers forward. He's called out your bluff. And let me tell you, I have been seeing interview after interview, even an interview conducted by somebody from your own ecosystem, a journalist who is put on the mat, one of your top allies, and the ally has no response. He said, no, we'll see how we'll do it. Don't worry. When we come to power, there will be a way. I mean, the maths is not adding up. Look at the cost of the new jobs that you want to give. That's the size of the Indian defense budget, my dear man. Who are you kidding?
Rahul, can I now please respond?
No, please, but answer these math questions, please.
Of course, I'll answer the math questions, history questions, and geography questions very well. First of all, let me make it clear to your viewers, I'm not a representative of the Congress. I merely support the Congress party as an independent voice. Secondly, Amit Shah actually made it very, very clear what the Mahagathbandhan and what the India Alliance has been saying. Even after repeated questions from your anchor, when he asked कि क्या नीतीश कुमार मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे, what did Amit Shah say? नीतीश बाबू के नेतृत्व में चुनाव लड़ा जाएगा. The election would be fought under the leadership of Nitish Kumar. The same way the election in Madhya Pradesh was fought under the leadership of Shivraj Singh Chauhan, only for him to be then removed and then for Shivraj Singh Chauhan to come and say party से कुछ मांगने की जगह तो मैं मरना पसंद करूंगा. The election was also run on the face of Vasundhara Raje Scindia, who was then again removed. The election was also contested in the leadership of Eknath Shinde, who was again removed from the post of the chief minister. Amit Shah has made it very, very clear that Nitish Kumar will not be the chief minister if the NDA alliance wins. But first of all, that's a very big if. Are they going to win? Because the people of Bihar, the youth of Bihar, do place their faith and trust in Rahul Gandhi and in Tejasvi Yadav. So far as your math question is concerned, I just hope that you had a similar math question when Narendra Modi was going around in 2014 and telling everybody, सबके अकाउंट में 15 लाख रुपया आएगा, हर घर में 15 लाख रुपया आएगा. तो 15 लाख करोड़ कहां से आ रहा था पता नहीं. So far as this math is concerned, Tejasvi is very clearly saying that government will make provision for jobs for each household, and that is the very job.
Can I ask you, Nikhil Jain? Can I ask you something? Can I just ask you something? How many total jobs does the Uttar Pradesh government give out as far as the government is concerned? Can you tell me?
Rahul, if you are to take into account,
I'm asking you this question. Can you tell me how many jobs the Uttar Pradesh government puts out in a year?
Rahul, I am contextualizing.
I'm asking you this question. Do you have the answer? Don't waste my time. If you don't have the answer, I can move on. This is not a kaun banega crorepati question. Tell me.
No, that is what you're trying to do.
No, I'm asking you. Do you have the answer? Yes or no? Let me tell you, viewers. Let me tell you, viewers. No, 1 second, 1 second. Let's have this conversation because, viewers, let me tell you. Bihar, for instance, viewers, and let's keep those numbers on. Let's keep those numbers on, squeeze the screen, let's split it. You can keep the visuals on one side and the numbers on the other. These numbers are important, viewers. You see, viewers, Bihar itself, government jobs are around 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs total. That's the employment. The government, viewers, over the next 1 year is going to grow, do the math, from 10 lakhs to 2.5 crores. They're going to sprout jobs.
They said 20 days.
1 second. Within 20 days. Exactly. Within 20 days. Now, Mr. Gupta, can you teach this gentleman some math? And I will also ask the senior journalist in the middle.
The government making provisions
no,
for
one
jobs
second,
for
one
every
second.
family.
Sir, please don't fool everybody. The total number of jobs that you want to create are the total number of government jobs offered by 10 governments. 10 state governments offer those kind of jobs.
Rahul, will you condemn Narendra Modi for saying that every household will get 50 lakhs? Will you condemn
I'll tell
Narendra
you.
Modi
First
for
of all,
saying
sir,
that
you're
the
lying.
farmers' income by
You're lying
2022?
because Narendra Modi said that if I were to bring back every penny of misappropriated money, black money, then it would amount to so much that I would be able to give an X amount to every person.
What was the
He didn't
X
say
amount?
that. He didn't say that I'm bringing it back and giving it to you. He said,
X
if I.
amount.
No, please.
X
You know,
amount
be
पर
educated,
लगा नहीं
Mr. Nikhil Jain. Please be educated.
Mr.
Go back to
Shivshankar,
the. Just
please
read
be
that
fair.
statement to me. No, hang
Please
on.
be fair.
Pull out the statement.
If you
Don't
ask
yell
me
at
to be
me.
educated,
Just
please
pull
be
out the
fair.
statement and tell me what it says, and I'll pull it out myself and I will read it to you, and you will
Please do pull
look
it out.
very
Please do
foolish
pull it out
on
and
air.
play.
Yes.
I'm
Mr.
playing
Gupta.
what-
Let's begin with the fact check,
Please allow us
Rahul.
to do that.
The RJD manifesto, page number 3, point number 1, under critical points. इंडिया गठबंधन की सरकार बनते ही 20 दिनों के अंदर प्रदेश के हर परिवार के एक सदस्य को सरकारी नौकरी देने का अधिनियम लाया जाएगा. सरकारी नौकरी. And this is being claimed as the India Alliance promise. It's not being claimed as an RJD promise. So one has to assume that the Congress is on board. And as you rightly pointed out, the math doesn't add up. And to defend the impossibility of that math, they're saying, oh no, we are going to make provisions for job. No, sir. Your manifesto, Nikhil, clearly says it's going to be a government job, not a private sector job. So unless you plan to, sort of bring every single MSME in Bihar under the control of the state government and make state government a stakeholder in those MSMEs, there is no way you can do it. Even if I assume, Nikhil, that you will give 30,000 rupees as a monthly salary to the 2.5 crore people you're promising jobs, to the households you're promising jobs, that's going to be more money than the capex of our entire center. That's going to be more money than we spend on building roads, rails, bridges, airports, and whatnot. So the math doesn't add up. I do not understand why these meaningless promises are being made. But Rahul, I'll tell you why they're being made. Just like another promise in the manifesto which says we'll overturn the Waqf law. Tell me, Rahul, even a class 6 student can tell you that the state government cannot overturn a law made by the parliament. So why is Tejashwi Yadav promising that? Only because he wants to misguide his minority voter base, which he's heavily reliant upon. The Congress wants to play along. The Congress thinks that like they fulfilled all the promises in Karnataka, pun intended, they'll fulfill all the promises in Bihar. But again, unless you start printing money or unless the money starts growing from the trees, this cannot happen.
This cannot happen. Viewers, this cannot happen, Mr. Kidwai. This cannot happen. In interview after interview, these leaders, from Tejaswi to others, have been asked this question and they've said, no, we will make it happen. They don't go into the math. I'm asking you, sir, you're an independent journalist. You're a man of great experience and integrity. You're known for that. Aren't these, and on both sides, let me tell you, viewers, even the NDA, some of the promises that it has made, the math is not adding up. Today, Amit Shah clarified and said that, look, we are going to factor in GST revenues, and therefore those GST revenues, those earnings, will ensure that the fiscal deficit doesn't bloat. So at least he's trying to give some sort of a response. But Mr. Kidwai, I have to specifically ask you, because this has been the central point in this particular interview. You see the math. You will have to accumulate the equivalent of India's defense budget and spend that to finance these jobs. Mr. Kidwai, you know the numbers. I don't have to...
Yeah. So Rahul, political parties in India are known to make reckless statements. In fact, there is no check. And I personally feel that Election Commission should take a note of it, the kind of bold promises that are made by political parties, whether they are doable or not, whether they have some kind of fiscal discipline or not. But there is no consensus among political parties. So this is something, somebody is doing 10% of this kind of kite flying, somebody is doing much more. And practically, Rahul, from my experience on the ground, it makes little or no difference. Bold promises are very potent, as we have seen in case of Ladli Bahina Yojana and several others in Madhya Pradesh and in Maharashtra. They did make an impact. Whether you talk about how feasible they were, political parties, again, Rahul, wear two, sets of hats when they are in opposition and when they are in government. When they come in government, then they try to dilute it and they find some via media and they make some kind of tokenism, as we have seen in case of Karnataka government of Congress party or Himachal Pradesh government. They made a lot of promises. Some of them were fulfilled, some of them were not. It's a case of glass being half empty or half full. I am quite alarmed and surprised the kind of outrage that it is causing in the studio. See, either we take a position that political parties should not be making irresponsible, reckless promises.
No, I take that position. I take that position.
So we cannot.
I mean, even one second, Mr. Kidwai. Very importantly, in this particular election, even the NDA has fallen into the trap of confusing what it called reveries with welfare. Even it has. So let's be honest, except that at least there is an attempt here to try and rationalize it with numbers. So whether the math works out or not, we'll have to see. But in this particular case, even the number that has been promised by the MGB is so outlandish that it is, as you say, bordering on the reckless. See, that is the problem, because we are taking the voter for granted, and that is a disturbing trend. But let me just 1 second bring in Mr. Bariyar. Mr. Bariyar, you're the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We've done the maths. we're not very enamored by the fact that even the Bharatiya Janata Party has made promises, and I know that your manifesto is awaited, and Amit Shah says, no, what we have spoken about, we've already delivered. What we are going to promise, we haven't even told you. On the 30th, we'll tell you. Wait for that. But fundamentally, do you believe that you're also veering and falling into this trap? And how do you respond to Nikhil Jain, who says, oh, you know, people promise, jumlas is very common. People promise everything. What about Modi and the 15 lakhs?
Good evening to you and to my co-panelists and all the viewers. Let me give you some facts. I think that would give a clearer picture of Bihar's economic situation right now. So 25-26, the fiscal deficit of GSDP is proposed to be 3%, and which is on track as of now. Last year, it was around 7% fiscal deficit, which went high. Before that, if you look at, fiscal deficit has been 2.98%, before that 5.97%, and debt to GSDP is somewhere around 39.4%, which is well within the permissible limits. Bihar, and especially Nitish ji under NDA government, has been very, very, careful about not putting Bihar in debt trap, and that is why all these things. And I take a
no, but there is no. Hang on, sir. 1 second. I take offense there because there is debt. There is a problem of debt. You know this. And in fact, the amount that is used to service that debt is also outlandishly large. So there has been debt, but that doesn't excuse.
Rahulji, I would like you to clarify further.
Okay.
Why do you use this word outlandishly? Right. So you have states who are at 46%, 48%. Punjab, you look at 48%, 46%.
Yeah, you might be slightly
Bihar
better off than the real broke ones.
Policy framework. It is well within the policy framework. Now,
that's debatable.
You can question the fact that why are you giving electricity 125 units free? But then Bihar is surplus in electricity. So gone are those days when during RJD and Congress rule, there was no electricity in Bihar. The coverage was only 20%. From 20%, now it is 100%.
I agree with you on that. That is a fact, yes.
So therefore, if the government has done well in last 5 years, even this year, if you see the GSDP growth rate,
look, I don't want. I've produced a whole bunch of statistics which I have shown a few days ago on how Bihar has also had economic problems. It is not in that spring, so to speak, where you could be profligate. And that's what I'm objecting. But, I just want to make it very clear, viewers, that as you heard the BJP and you heard Amit Shah and you've heard others, there is at least an attempt to rationalize. You can quibble, you can hair split, but you can't mislead to the amount that the MGB is doing, thinking that the people are going to fall for it. And that's my great worry. But I want to bring in Dr. Ranganathan in on this. He's actually speaking to us from Helsinki today. Thank you very much, Doctor, for making this time for us. I just want to ask you, you've heard the interview. How do you place the response? And the Chanakya of NDA says that the real problem for the MGB is that it has a credibility crisis. And he has offered this fact check. What do you make of this? What do you make of the promises that are being made by the NDA and by the MGB? Contextualize for our viewers.
Hi, good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, the fact is that every party tries to promise the moon, and most end up delivering not the moon, but the craters it has. That said, some deliver small craters, while others deliver massive ones. That's the choice for the Indian voter, and in particular the Bihari voter, I'm afraid. Let's be on. Take unemployment for a start. Bihar has an unemployment rate of 3.6% according to the latest official data from the Periodic Labour Force Survey, PLFS. That places Bihar at 20th among India's 36 states and union territories. No opposition leader will tell you that. No opposition leader will also tell you that according to the UPA instated Clem's report, India generated 26 million jobs last year, 46 million. And what has Tejasvi promised? One government job for every Bihar family. That comes to 30 million government jobs. How many government jobs are there in the entire state of Bihar right now? 0.5 million. And what's being offered? 30 million. Even a high school pass would have got this crazy mismatch. No wonder the RJD chief didn't get it. Take the other promises. MSP on every agricultural produce, health insurance of 25 lakhs, free electricity, free this, free that. This is freebie gone berserk. Yes, absolutely, every party is indulging in it. But Tejasvi is on another level altogether. And Rahul is helping him in this. Let's now come to the law and order issue. Bihar's ranking in overall crime rate, 277.5 per lakh population, according to the latest NCRB, is 15th amongst all states and union territories. According to the latest NCRB report, a total of 57,789 cases of crimes against scheduled caste Dalits were registered across India, 28.7 per lakh SC population. Bihar's is 42.6. But then Kerala also had a crime rate of approximately 34.5 cases per lakh SC population, which is higher than the national rate. Look, things have improved in the last 4 years. But the Dangal Raj debate, let me give you 4 very brief points. Number 1. Don't we remember during Lalu Prasad Yadav's RJD rule, Bihar became synonymous with Jungle Raj. Kidnapping surged over 1,000 annually. Murders were daily occurrences. Extortion was rampant, and even IAS officers' families were targeted. Bihar's per capita crime rate was India's highest, and RJD return could revive this. Number 2, RJD's 2025 candidate list is dominated by criminals. 53 of 83 sitting RJD MLAs face charges, including 33 murders, 42 crime against women. Most of RJD's 143 candidates have criminal histories. Tejasvi Yadav himself faces 27 cases. Number 3, reviving mafia legacies like Shahabuddin, RJD gave a ticket to Osama Shahabuddin, son of Muhammad Shahabuddin, a convicted RJD MP symbolizing Jungle Raj brutality. Number 4, glorification of lawlessness by supporters of RJD. The campaigns are featuring songs praising Jungle Raj. Lalu ji ka Gunda Raj sabko darata tha. No condemnation from Tejasvi or Lalu. And finally, family dynasty with no accountability. Lalu is convicted in fodder scam, facing land for job scams, handed power to son Tejasvi. Where is the outrage? And finally, Rahul, you are absolutely right. Bihar, yes, still lags in most health and economic indices, but progress is being made in vaccination, in IMR, in schooling and other factors. And the best composite metric of progress, Bihar's nominal GDP at current prices has increased from 5.7 lakh crores in 2021 to almost 9.2 lakh crores today. Bihar's GDP per capita has also surged from 39,000 to 60,180 in the last 4 years. Ultimately though, unfortunately, it might come down to the caste equations rather than mathematical ones. But then, as I say, the sad truth, Rahul, is that democracy, more often than we'd like to admit, is not so much the defeat of the elected as it is of the electorate.
Absolutely. I think you fundamentally summed it up, because, viewers, there was a phrase that has been used by the Prime Minister, and he calls it the Lat Bandhan, which is obviously a harking back to the Jungle Raj scenario. But I don't think it's the Jungle Raj, Tushar Gupta, that's going to cost in the end analysis. I have a feeling, the MGB. I think what they're going to be held against is the promise or the vacuity of the promise, viewers, and it will be the Thag Bandhan that Amit Shah has invoked, which might actually be on the ticket at the end of the day. We'll have to see, because the viewer will and the voter will think this through, and they will say, okay,
Yes.
you believe that we are fools. You believe that you're going to be able to create from 0.5 million jobs right now in 20 days, and you're going to take this number to 30 million. I mean, viewers, the opposition has been attacking the Prime Minister for not being able to create the 2 crore jobs a year, promise that he made in 2014 at a national level. And these people want to outdo him at the state level, viewers. I mean, it is bizarre. It is bizarre. I don't know, viewers, but this is going to be an interesting election, and I won't be surprised. Whoever wins will either win with a huge majority, and whoever loses is going to be completely out of the equation. I leave it at this, because we need to move on. A lot has been said, and I don't want to be trapped in this sort of counter back and forth. I think everyone we've heard, and everyone's had a point of view. I just want to move on, viewers, because there is a very important story.